Generic greetings and welcome to Builder Simulator. Today's beverage is a very nice traditional cup of tea, the perfect beverage for slaking the thirst of heavy construction. So welcome to Builder Simulator. This is, as you may imagine, about building buildings, and also an example of why you should sometimes give things a second chance, because quite frankly I played a very early preview version of this game many months ago, and with the best will in the world, it was utter garbage, and I thought, no, that soured my taste for that game. I'm not going to check that out anymore, but I'm glad I did. This is version 1.0c, and things have changed massively since that early preview that frankly didn't even work. And there's a lot of things that this game does that perhaps some of its contemporaries and competitors don't. So I'm going to jump in and show you a little bit of the game. First impressions only, because I've only played about 2.5 hours, which has been limited to sandbox mode, tutorial, and one of the campaign modes. But yeah, let's just jump in and I'll show you a little bit of the game. So over to game mode here, you've got your contracts mode, which is your main campaign mode, where you'll often get a series of tasks, and you'll be finishing things, or you'll all be given certain parts of the building to complete. As you progress on, obviously that'll be opened up a bit more. Sandbox mode, which is what we'll be touching on in a moment. Interior designer, which is more like the sort of last 20% of the game, so think more house flipper, where the building's done, you're just painting the walls and putting in couches, things like that. The tutorial, which although the main tutorial robot, Bill Durr, yes they went there, is infuriating at times, it's very informative and I would recommend doing that tutorial. Anyway, over to sandbox mode, and we need to select our location. So you've got things like mountain plots, countryside, Italian towns, tropical islands, a nice Icelandic highlands, American suburbs, etc. All beautifully amazing sceneries and places. I'm going to go with countryside with probably a 7x7 grid. Now I should point out that this game, it can take quite a while to build something in this game because of the steps required. So I'm going to make something very small. In fact, I made the other day what I would class as a small I think it was a small one-story, two-bedroomed house. And I say small in UK terms. So it was a very small building, and it took me about an hour and 20 minutes. So for this video, to keep things down, I will be showing you the basics and maybe skipping some building bits and making something quite reasonable. So we've started in this, as I said, idyllic sort of countryside. Here's our neighbours over here, which is that's very nice. I don't think we'll be able to build something like that just yet, but anyway, let's go ahead and get something. Let's get some building going. So this is our plot of land. We've got a cement mixer here. We've got a wheelbarrow, some aggregates, some sand and cement, etc. But what do we build? Well, that is actually up to us, and this is why I think the game really does shine. We literally make the foundations from scratch. Like, this is our blueprint, and we make it from scratch. So I'm going to go to bearing wall, and I'm going to make a building. I'm going to make it this size, and then along there, and then over to there, and then down, and then across. Why? Because I can. That's the whole reason. We're gonna have a stairwell. We're gonna go up to the first floor there, and I think we'll go for maybe a bearing wall. It'll go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring that along. I'm gonna change that a little bit. Erase that and erase that, and maybe place the staircase perhaps a little bit further down. So there would be fine. So the bearing walls, they are floor to ceiling to roof, so you can't change them, whereas the partitions you can change depending on like each story that you build on. So this here, I'm going to make this, going to be like a sort of kitchen utility area, and maybe even make it a little bit larger actually. And then obviously you can see it's quite easy. Just click on eraser and remove different stuff. It's very simple. We do need an interior door, so I'm going to place that in. Oh, it needs to be a little bit larger, does it? Right, so I can't actually place the interior door there. Okay, that's not too much of a problem. We'll just build this along there. We'll erase that, and then even though it's a bit weird, that should do us quite nicely. As I said, I'm not really looking for any sort of perfection here. In fact, my only goal is to show you really the steps of what's required. So there is our ground floor. We do need a path, so we'll have a path going there. We could have a path all the way around the outside if we wanted to, but again, we've got time constraints here. We'll have a window, and if you can't place it, it'll go red to say you can't, so we'll maybe shrink that down a little bit so that can go in there. We'll rotate that around and maybe have like a really long window on this side. That seems quite nice. Rotate that round, and then maybe have this window in the back, maybe in there. So quite a large window, and that will probably do for now. Oh, yeah, so these are terrace windows, and that's the small windows. I actually want to then... I don't actually want that size then, so let me just erase that and go back to the window. And that is a small window. Yes, it's not a terrace window, so that is fine. So, I mean, we could place a little path on the outside here for, like, a nice little terrace area. Okay, let's go to add a floor and go to the first floor. And once again, I'm going to put in a partition wall. You've got the bearing wall, which, as I said, once you put it on the ground floor, it'll just go up to infinity. I don't know how many floors you can have. I've only ever done one floor. I assume you can do more, but I'm not sure. You got a partition wall, and then you got a concrete partition wall. I've not really messed around too much with either of them, but that's going to go along there and along there. And this is just going to be a sort of landing area where they come around, and maybe something like that. And, I mean, this is going to be a ridiculously small building. So this room here, it's literally 2.75 meters internal. I like all of these measurements. It's really nice to see the exact measurements, so it's nice. And again, interior door, I'm going to rotate that so they come to the outside. We'll have a window. So window there, maybe rotate that around like that. And there we go, there's the windows. Don't really want to get any more paneling in, don't want another staircase, don't really need to do anything else. I can't build a swimming pool, it just says update soon. Let's just check it. So all requirements have been met. So the game has said, yep, that's okay, job done. You can randomize a building, so random project. You can save projects, you can load them. I'm just going to confirm that. And there's our plan. And this is where we actually start the building. So we have designed this thing, which is basically a glorified shack. So let's go ahead and crack on with the construction. I'm holding middle mouse to bring all of our tools. You got things like the spray gun for a plaster. You got your paint roller. You've got drills. You've got all sorts of stuff in here. Obviously, because this is sandbox mode, we don't have, I think, any skills. Yeah, so you get different skills as you play, and it'll increase like the money you get, or decrease the amount you expend money-wise, or maybe even increase in speed. So we need to do the foundations first. So we're going to dig out the foundations. Let me just go to Q, and not like the character from, you know, the Bond film, but yeah, we've got the foundations here. So we need to dig these out, and it's showing on the left-hand side what we need to do. So dig those out. We then need to place some reinforcements and formwork and such. So we're going to check that out. So we'll get maybe, I think just, I'll get, how much money do we have? Oh, unlimited, okay. So I'm going to buy 100 of the formwork and 100 of the reinforcements. So let's go ahead and place in the formwork. So, yeah, it's popping in on all formwork. And what I like is that it does go into a lot more detail when it comes to the building of these things than perhaps other games do, which is quite desirable for some people, I would imagine. I can't speak on the accuracy. I'm not a builder. I've not worked in the industry. I mean, DIY, etc. But I can't say I've ever, you know, knocked up a brick barbecue now and again or whatever, but not built a two-story shack, that's for sure. You know, anyway, over here, we've got our cement mixer. So what you can do is you can set it on the right-hand side to what we need. So we need concrete, which requires water, cement, sand, and gravel. So I'll get the shovel. So we're going to go for, what's that? That's gravel. Okay, so we're going to pick up the gravel and put it in, and it's filling up at the top there. If you don't want to do this, there is on the side an auto mode, which if we turn that on, can I turn it on? I might have to go, here we go. Yeah, if you do that, basically it automatically fills it. I don't think you get as much out of it, and I think it costs more, but if you really can't be bothered shoveling, then that's an option. Excuse me. So that's now complete. I'm going to turn the mixer off. If you leave the mixer running, by the way, it does cost you money. So in this mode, I couldn't care less. In maybe the campaign, perhaps it's a bit different. So we're going to pour our mix into the wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow is, well, it's quite advanced in the sense that it has a neon display at the front to show us how much we've got in terms of our filling here. So we're just going to start pouring, and I'm just going to slowly move and fill these up with concrete. So I'm hoping that this barrow... Yeah, I'm hoping this barrow will do the lot. We're down to 40-odd percent, 37%. 25. There we go, we're done. Okay, brilliant. So, that is now in, and we need to now dig out the top layer of the soil here. So again, I'm just going to work with our shovel all the way around. As you can imagine, a large building, this could take quite some time. So, we have now got to a point where we've removed all that. We now need to place the bedding, so which is, in this particular case, it says prepare the concrete and pour over them. Spread some sand. Bedding sand, okay. So can we just use a shovel? We can. So if we want to just use a shovel, we can do that. That's not going to happen. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to pour out the remaining... pour out the remaining cement there. And we'll get back to this. And I'm going to fill this wheelbarrow up with sand. In terms of its contemporaries, I would say that from the games I've played, obviously that's the only experience I can speak from, it's, in terms of building, more advanced than House Flipper, but I don't think it approaches the detail of Landlord Super. It's a bit more chill, perhaps, than that. And there we go, there's the wheelbarrow put in. So now we need to place the reinforcements. I'm emptying this of the sand because I know we're going to have to fill it with other stuff first. So, over to concrete, and we're going to say, like I say, we just get 100 of each, and we just need to place this reinforcement in here as well. So already we're probably more steps ahead than what a lot of other games would really tell us to do. And there we go. And now we need to place... concrete. So I'm going to go back to here, grab this, bring it back. It's already mixed. We've still got some there. I imagine that's dried rock solid now, but we'll see what we can do. I'm hoping... It's quite difficult to grab this barrow, by the way, because when you're right up front, it's sometimes like, no, you're not allowed to grab that. So yeah, let's go ahead and start placing here. So just pouring this in. Takes a little bit of time to get that in, but that's fine. Just working around the outside. I'm very aware I'm standing on the very wet concrete that I'm laying, and that is not realistic. Yeah, that's not my game. Yeah, but that's now done. This time, I want to buy some floor insulation. So again, we'll buy 100 of those and get this in. I don't know what this is. Expanded polystyrene, maybe. Rock wool, whatever. Other materials are also available. Probably not asbestos. And we need to then pour more concrete over it. We've got 22% concrete, so that is not going to happen. So I'm going to have to make another batch up here. So I'll activate that. I'll get the barrow. Wheelbarrow. I said barrow. Doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. And turn this off now, because that's completed. So pour. And pour. And that should do us quite nicely. This is where, again, I'm trying to get hold of this wheelbarrow. It's not happening. We're going to start pouring, and it sort of raises it up, which is quite difficult to get the thing pushed over. Alright, so there's that. Getting there now. And this is a lot of steps for what is, as you can see, just the foundation. So there's the foundation. We have the foundation of the building. Now we need to lay some mortar and go from there. I'm going to select mortar, automatically do it, and then we have to basically start to place some bricks. So what sort of bricks do we want? Bearing walls, we've got hollow brick, lintels. Well, we'll definitely need the hollow bricks, and we will need some lintels as well, so we'll get to that in a moment. That's now completed. I'm going to... Oh, actually, do I need to put it in here? Because I think the trowel might... You might not need to do this, but I'm just going to fill the wheelbarrow up anyway, and then we'll go to our trowel. We'll get the mortar. And there we go, and we're buttering the bricks. And you can see the hologram that you get is now... Can we just go hold? We can't. It's now, the hologram is now obviously highlighting where the brick should go. So there is our first course of brick. So let's get those in. Get the brick. And we'll lay the bricks. There we go. We're now getting holograms over it to indicate where we need our other stuff. So it's... Oh, hang on. Okay. I've just realised I've made the building backwards. So the entrance is here. Hang on. I mean, it makes sense now that I've zoomed out. Because, like, there is blatantly the board. So this should be rotated around. Okay, no. Just back. Yes, back. Right, we'll continue on. It matters not. Back over to the trowel. And we're just going to start troweling this in. There you go. Just make sure we get all these bits. Wheelbarrow is empty, yeah. So you can fill a wheelbarrow up. And basically it's you're not having to go back to the wheelbarrow constantly to sort of fill back up, but you can just keep doing this, so that's fine. And then again is another course of brick. I like the way it does stagger them properly as well, which is quite nice to see. But yeah, this is the second course of brick. As you can imagine, this, if we were to build up to proper height, would probably take quite some time. We'd have to use our steps, get on top there. You've also got some scaffolding, so I can place it there. You can even go in here, climb up. Yeah, so all the tools are here to work on this. Just remove that. So I'm not going to continue on showing you how to lay multiple courses of brick. I'm going to hold control to skip it. And that's done the entire building. Okay? There's not much else extra to show you. As I said, constrained by time. So the only thing that would be different is then when we get up to this level, you need to place a lintel, which I've placed, well, the game has placed, but we would have placed these lintels in above the windows and the doors. So there's the front door, which is actually the back. But there's our floor ceiling window, very nice. And then there's also the ceiling to place as well. So obviously we've got this concrete floor here. It's very similar in terms of construction to what we've done previously. So yeah, let's crack on with the rest of this. So doors and windows, buy doors and insert them in the appropriate places. Screw in the screws, place the wedges. So we'll do the doors first. So there's only, I guess at this stage, one door, the front door. So we're going to go to doors and windows. We're going to go one front door, and I'll just buy 10 windows. So front door, we will go and place it in here. That is not level at all, so we're going to use our spirit level to level it up. It goes green, and then you can select what type of front door you want. I actually don't mind that one, so we'll apply that, and there's our front door. So we need to screw this in. There we go. Then you've got these shims, which go in. Followed by the front door. And there you go. And it also has this sort of expandable foam that's been automatically placed there. And then windows. That is far from level. So that can go in. We're going to place those ones in. I think I'm just going to go and place all the windows in the building. Because we can. Go upstairs. You have to press left click to climb. You can't just sort of walk up it. At least there's no issue with falling off them. And we'll come back and we'll do these properly later on. It's quite, even though it's a very tiny building, very small building, it's quite light and airy, isn't it? Because of the, well, it's very airy at the moment because there's no windows in. But what I mean is, it's very light. Lots of glass, lots of windows in to make, you know, lots of lateral light to come in, and obviously very good in terms of its views. And I think while we're here, we'll put the shims in. And then you have to place the lintels. And I'll have to go outside to do that, so we'll work on that later on. Yep, that goes in there. And again, this is just one step of the multiple parts that are in the game. And I think what may draw people to it is the freedom it gives you to create almost whatever building you can imagine. Obviously, there's going to be limitations. I'm just going to... Can I do them from here? I really can't, so I'm going to have to use the... I might be able to use the steps. I cannot. I'm going to have to use the scaffolding. Okay, I'm just going to do the bottom floor first then. Putting all the screws in first. So we've got a nice floor-to-ceiling window here. Couple more in. And yes, we will be putting a staircase in. The ladder is not a permanent feature. At least, not at the moment. For budget reasons, that may change. There we go. I actually do know someone that had a compulsory purchase on their property. And they tried to put in a ladder up to the loft and try to claim it was a third story for money reasons. When the house was getting valued. They weren't having it. As you may imagine. So let's go up here. I think you can place scaffolding on top of other scaffolding. I've just never tried it. So we'll just level these out. I'm going to keep that scaffolding where it is, actually. I don't think there's any reason to shift it at this stage. Can we have multiple? We can. Can you open the door? I don't know. Yeah, we'll just go up and we'll get this done. I can remove the scaffolding later if need be. Just level these up. There you go. And then finally, there's the one back here, which, can we just stand on the board here? We really can't. Back to scaffolding. And I was going to say, that's going to be a problem if we can't fit it in there because of the board, but we can. We can get in there. And this will be the last section here. So that one. And that one. Yeah, there we go. So we've now got the windows in. I'm just going to keep the stuff where it is for now. Can I get in the front of the building? I cannot, so I guess it is. Just get that gone. And now we need to place a staircase. There's no search feature as far as I can see, which is a bit of a shame. Not that you need a huge amount of staircases, you understand. But that's going to go in. Again, you can pick the colour. You can't really pick much. There's not much design going on. I lie. There's quite a bit of design going on. There's a couple. Looks like they're just different colours. Not really different designs and styles, but we're going to have that one. There we go. And this is where we've got all of the internal walls. Yeah. So let's go ahead and go do just that. So, partition walls. We need profiles. We're going to get... Actually, we've got a cell. We don't need any of these anymore. So, partition walls. 100 of those. Plasterboard. Mineral wool. Insulation and concrete block. I don't think we need that because we didn't place any concrete interior walls. So, those would be concrete with the insulation, the like sort of moisture barrier, I assume it is, on the bottom, but we haven't got any of those, so yeah, let's go ahead and place these in. So we'll probably just do downstairs because we can. So there's that. Over to the drill. So again, just securing all of this. Oh, we do need to do another one there. Hang on. I'll check that in a moment. And obviously it's changing drastically as we build more and more of this. There's all of our supports for this. Reinforcements. I'll need to do this, and then there'll probably be even more to go in. Yeah, thought so. And that's now in. Good. So it's now wanting us to place, I believe it is... Oh, what is it? Buy, insert plasterboards and screws into the wall. Got ya. Okay. But I guess we'll have to do this in a certain way because... Oh, yeah, curious. How am I going to do inside there? This is where the game may be problematic. Or may prove problematic for the game. Let's see how clever it is. Or how stupid I am. We all know the answer to that. There's the plasterboard going in our cupboard. Because, yeah, curiously, I have to put one across there. So how am I going to do that? Am I able to? Did I not? Oh, yeah, I was going to say, we definitely built one. Right, that's just me messing that one up. So it should put the inside... Ah, right, this is bad. Oh, no, it is allowing us to place it on this side. So I can place one there, and one there, and one there. And if I place it there, I will be screwed in. Right. That could be a problem. Let's just get this in. Because that's the one I want to place next. Is there a crouch in the game? Am I able to fit that in? Because I don't think... Hang on. Yes, I can do it that way. But where are the screws? I think it's in. Anyway. Let's go for... insulation. And it looks like I've got away with it. I think. I think I might have got away with it. And finally the plasterboard. I think I might have got away with it. Let's go to the screws. So that's all of our internal walls now. So yeah, that's actually a good test. Because I've never had a real tight gap like that where I wasn't sure whether or not it wants me to screw it from the other side. And it seems to be all fine. So we've got upstairs to do. I don't think we need to do that. I'm just going to hold Control skip. Which is now... There you go. It's advanced time and did that. Ah yes, I see. A modern British property. No previous owners. One story. Thinner than a matchbox. 2 bedrooms. If you like sleeping vertically in a sleeping bag. That's probably about £370,000. Anyway, buy a roof blueprint from the tablet. Let me do the roof then. So the roof and roof blueprint. Let's check this one out. So number 4. And what you can do, I'll jump up here actually. Climb those. You won't really be able to see it, but the pitch of the roof you can alter. So I can alter the pitch of the roof. So I'm going to make it quite a shallow roof and place it. And then we've got... Yeah, I think we need to place some more scaffolding in, don't we? Get rid of that. So scaffolding. That should do. I think we'll be able to get on the roof from that one. Whoops. That's why you should always drop the tool before using it, because I've just built another scaffold, which we don't need, but it's not too much of a problem. You can't climb here. Well, what is your purpose? That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Right, okay, so that actually a bit of scaffold might help. So maybe here. Followed by... Well, how do I have a ladder? I need a ladder. And it... So we need ladders. Yeah, see, we'll place a ladder there. Oh yeah, so it's telling us there's yeah, we can have a ladder, no problem, and then it decides, no, not gonna have one. No, not happening. Get rid of that. Scaffolding. Yeah, I can't. It's problematic. Cool. So you can press R and go to fly mode. So that's exactly what we're gonna do, and then fall off. So we need to place all of these roofing timbers in. So we'll just do that. So roofing timbers, in you go. Like I said, this is a sandbox mode. In the sort of contract modes, you won't be able to fly. You'll just have to struggle on with trying to get over the scaffolding. And is that it? No. Oh, there's the roof beams, and then again, it's automatically worked out what we need to do in terms of tiles. So, buy all those tiles. And don't worry, you don't have to place all of the tiles individually. You do sections. So you do a section, you do like the ridge capping on the top there, etc. You don't have to do every individual tile. It feels like at some point you probably needed to. Like, I think they probably made it like really, really in depth and then went, no, people are not going to stomach that. After stage, the planner will disappear and is no longer needed. So it's asking us now to do, the patio. The tiles, by the way, I think there's only one type of tile at the moment, which is a bit curious, but there you go. Just going to get rid of those. And going to get rid of all the scaffold. Actually, I'll keep those there. And this here, it's where we need to basically dig it out and buy cobblestones. I'm not going to do that. We've seen the digging part. We've seen how to lay stuff. It's pretty much identical to the foundations, just a few, the steps are fewer. So there we go there. And now we need to place insulation on the side. So again, very similar to what we've done previously. Foundations, bearing walls, insulation board I think is what we need. So we'll buy that and go to number 6. And yep, there's your insulation board. So it's insulating the building. And we'll probably do this whole section. We will have to get, I was going to say the ladder out, but we will not have to get the ladder out. We will get the superhuman powers out and fly up there. Just for the sake of demonstration. Gonna need a lot more than that. A couple hundred pieces, I think. But we've literally started, this is the thing, that you start from the ground up, foundation upwards. And we've not really run into any bother with anything. In fact, the only one thing I was worried about, it was fine with. We just managed to get through it without incident. I thought it was honestly going to put me into sort of a impossible state. It's like, oh yeah, you need to screw that bit of plasterboard in. Where from? You need to screw it from the inside. I mean, I think we can. Yeah, it's actually no clip this fly mode as well. But that doesn't help us on a normal building site, does it? Never heard. Hey Terry, I just need to screw that plasterboard from the inside. Once I've done it, I'll no clip out of it. Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, of course. Not something that would be often heard. Although again, I've never worked in a building site, so maybe no clip is a common thing. Oh, what? So we are just a little bit short of that. I'm only going to buy 10 of it. And is that it? Oh, no, that's, buy a little bit more, perhaps. Let me get this done here. There's a tiny little bit under there, which could probably, if it wasn't for the hologram thing, would probably catch us out. And what am I missing? Those bits there. Well, that seems to be placed in. So we do need to plaster the exterior wall with the plastering trowel. Let's get that in. And you can mark the whole wall. So you can either, the way this works, which is why I want to show you this, you can select a section like that and say, I want this one. And there you go. Or you can right click and you select the whole wall. Which is what we're going to do. Do I have enough? So select the whole wall. Why can't we place? Let's try this. Select the whole wall. Pick the colour. We're going to go for something that maybe... What's better fitting in here? Plaster wood on? Yeah, let's plaster some wood on the outside. That'll work, yeah. And there we go. Does that look a bit more reasonable for the property? This sort of area? It's not too bad. Certainly seen worse. And this is the problem with marking the whole wall. And that if you've run out, you do need to just come back and make sure you don't right click again because it'll cancel what you've done previously. But yeah, that's plastering. You know, you get your plaster, you can plaster on metal, you can plaster on this sort of like almost spray plaster. Do brick if you really wanted to. There's a lot of options. Anyway, I'm going to just, again, skip it. And that's now the outside done. I remind myself, we started with nothing. Inside, it's a very similar system, but you use a plastering gun to spray it on. And then you would use this skimming tool here to make it flat. I mean, it's actually quite satisfying going around with the spray. Spraying this on. Like that. And then skimming it off like that to make it nice and flat. But again, we've got time constraints. I guess I'll have to... I mean, I could skip it, but there is a limit to the skip, so we'll have to keep spraying until we get this all done. So, I may actually get this done before the cooldown runs out. We'll see. Not too much of a problem. Oh no, we can skip it if we wanted to. I mean, do we want to? I mean, we've got almost all of it done anyway. Let's just do this one. It's a very simple task. There's still bits there though that I haven't done. So I'll get that done. I'm just going to spray the whole thing first. Oh, getting that done might be a bit of... That might be problematic, put it that way. Yeah, let's just skip it. So skip to the next stage, and yeah, we've done that. So this is interior finishing, so it's not obligatory, because it's building simulator. The whole point is you make the building. We have made the building. What we haven't done is put in things like carpets and flooring. We've done doors. Doors are fairly simple. We can do that. So, yeah, now we're on to doors and stairs. Let's go for... doors. I need 3 doors as far as I can recall. Again, we've done doors before. You have to level them up. You place them in. Job done. Put the screws in. We've done doors. We're not going to do doors again. And yeah, we need to furnish the thing. So this is where it comes on to more the house flipper type stuff. So you've got like materials. You've got barriers. You've got radiators, plug sockets, furnaces, solar panels. I didn't really know that was in there. So that you can, if you really want a boiler, you want a boiler? Where do you want the boiler? Well, we're going to put the boiler in the sort of utility over here. And what's great as well is you can scale it. Everything can be scaled. That might be slightly oversized. Okay. Apparently I've got a Tesla Powerwall on there now. How interesting. But yeah, you can furnish it. We've got a bathroom, a living room. What have we got in the living room? Some wardrobes. I mean, that's not really my style, some of this stuff. We've got like different cabinetries and such, so you've got different shelving. I mean, there's quite a lot of stuff. It scrolls on and on and on and on and on and on. Shame there's no search function. I mean, let's go for furniture. There you go, TV stand. Limited colour options. I'm going to go with the dark wood. Buy one of those. Do we have electronics? Yes, we do. Different TVs there. We're going to buy one of those. So we can place... I mean, it's an absolutely tiny, tiny room. Will it even fit? It will fit. Let's just scale it up. But you can do that. I wish you could do that with real TVs. Ah, you only bought a 36-inch TV. Ah, just scale it up to 60. You'll be fine. Can it turn on, though? It cannot be turned on. 2 out of 10. Well, literally unplayable. Actually, that's the back. There we go. One of the things I really appreciate as well is when you hold right-click to rotate things around, it tells you what the original angle was and what it's going to rotate to. So if you want that 180 degrees exactly, you can get that 180 degrees exactly. What have we done? We haven't done barriers, wooden panels, installations, lighting. Yeah, I mean, we can put some lighting in. And again, it tells you where stuff is in terms of distance to the edge. Well, it's not giving me exact measurements there, which is a bit of a shame, because I would like to be nice and central. But that can go in. If we put in a light switch, will that work? Not actually tried. Lighting? No. Heater. Light switch. No. Can't actuate it. I'm pressing F to turn our own torch on, but looks like that doesn't work. Maybe you can get that later on once it's finished. But yeah, that's basically the moment-to-moment of it. I'm just trying to think, where's like the... Got decorations. I guess because I've skipped, this wall is just this colour. In terms of carpets and flooring, I mean, we've got... Where is it? Sledgehammer. Yeah, you can start destroying walls. I don't think we can do now because we've sort of confirmed it. But yeah. Let's go for a flooring template. We'll go for... That looks nice. Apply that. And again, you can... Up the area. And just put that in. Again, very simple to... Get these done. There's that. There's the flooring. And paint roller. Place the paint roller. Materials. Some nice wallpaper. Oh! Wow. The 80s called. Oh, it's reflective as well. Interesting. I wish it was quick to wallpaper as it is in this game, because I mean, that's brilliant. Oh, now we're talking. I mean, I'm gonna have to go up here now with it. Can I get back here? I can, yeah. So it's, you know, it's back there, but we're not limited. And in there, maybe we'll go for maybe some paint. It says paints, but you can paint on. I don't know what that is, but it looks interesting. Oh. It's almost like a space thing. So our kitchen, or what would probably be our kitchen, is going to be in this weird sort of speckled colour. Actually don't mind it as well. But nice office colour, that. But yeah, I don't think I really want to go any further because it's more about, it's going to take a while to finish off all of the doors and do the furnishings and stuff like that. That's not what this video is about. This was mainly to show the steps, what you can do. Can I even fit a single bed in any one of these? I don't think so. It's more about showing the steps and what the game has to offer. What this building has to offer is not a lot of space. 90 degrees and just off the wall there. You can't even get in the door. You can't even get in the room. Ridiculous. But yeah, that's the game. That's what we've created over the course of however long this video is. What I say I really enjoy is that, I mean, for a start, it's a quite pretty game and there's lots of variations in your biomes and your locations. I like that you go from scratch and you literally place, you draw your idea and then you build it from the ground up. Whether or not that moment-to-moment of digging foundations and plasterboarding is endearing after many hours, I couldn't say. I would imagine for some people it would get very draining, but at the same time, it is a very chill game. So, you could look at it from both ways. In terms of creativity, it's got it in abundance. There's lots of stuff to place, lots of textures. Where does it fall down? Well, the campaign, it's I think only 10 missions long, and they do connect up and you gain money and things like that, but it lacks, as far as I can tell, that business side of it. So I like playing House Flipper it's a chill game, and it's nice to see what you've created, but you also get level ups, you unlock different stuff, you get different skills, you have that business management side of it, which I think adds something extra. That's not here, as far as I can tell, which is a bit of a shame. Can I hold this to skip the stage? Yeah, we can. I don't think there's any stage to skip. But yeah, it seems to lack that one. And also, we can't live here. We can't turn lights on and off. We can't turn these on and off. It's like I say, you build it and then the sort of place of this stuff is sort of, it's like, yeah, it's the afterthought part of it. Did I just roll that? I think I did. But those are the only things that really spring to mind. For what it is, it's a fairly competent and creative building thing, which shows a lot more in detail anyway. Certain construction methods obviously varies from country to country. But yeah, overall, having fun with it. Probably going to play a little bit more. And it's more of a long play type thing. It's not really something that you can very quickly show, as the length of this video is probably quite evident, and even then we've skipped a lot of things, and we've made a very modest sized property. And when I say modest, I mean we can't even fit a small pull-out bed into one of the bedrooms, which is actually probably the slightly larger one. But there you go. That's been a bit of the game. If you want to see more, by all means let me know. If you have any comments, suggestions, feedback, etc., by all means let me know as well, and we'll see how the game progresses on. Hopefully there'll be some patches, updates, additions, etc. But as always, we'll have to see. Either way, hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.